And welcome back here, fans, once again to another episode of Coach's Corner, brought to you by Joe Clemence, Keller Williams Integrity Northwest. As you can probably tell by the wonderful quality and also the wonderful angle that we're sitting at, changing things up here a little bit, but nonetheless, we still got another Coach's Show after a great weekend that the Lumberjacks did have, as we get to sit down with goalie coach for your Granite City Lumberjacks, Garrett Nieto, joins us here. Coach, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course, lovingly dubbed G. We'll keep it as simple as that. Coach G, if you will. A sweep for the Lumberjacks as well. 3-1 on Friday against Rochester. 8-1 victory at home as well against the Grizzlies, too. Within 3 points, of course, of that first place position, the Western Division. Looking back at the weekend, at least from your position as goalie coach, too, how'd you feel about the overall play from the goaltenders this weekend?
Ryan was excellent in both games. 3-1 game, but it was scoreless up until I think like right around the last 5 minutes, and a tough bounce for him off the glass on the breakaway. He didn't see a whole lot of shots on Friday, but he made a lot of high quality saves to keep us in that game within the first and second period, and allowed us to kind of get our bus legs out from under us to start, and then help us find our game. And the boys just took it from there. And then on Saturday, even though it was an 8-1 score, I still thought he played excellent. He made a lot of big stops. And what I think really helped is he gave the guys confidence in front of him.
Absolutely.
He made those big saves, so it let them play their game and be a little bit more loose and make some great plays and have a really good weekend for us.
Yeah, especially looking back at that game on Saturday, too. Teams up 2-0 as well. Gives up, obviously a very good shot from Rochester, too, but really still bounced back from that point, made a lot of great saves, and Rochester had plenty of chances to, cut into the deficit as well. But still, Ryan really played his part in that victory, too.
Yeah, I talked to him this morning after our goalie session, and he just said he just really didn't think about a whole lot. He just he just played his game, which is what I want him to do, because this is a hard position. So I think it is the less you can think, the better you're going to play, because you don't overthink. You just let the play come to you and you let it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we'll talk more about the 3-game weekend that we've got coming up here with the Lumberjacks, too. But of course, we got to get to know Coach G here a little bit, too. Tell us a little bit about your background. Obviously, you being a goalie coach, you played goalie in the past, too. What about a little bit about your hockey background?
So I'm from just outside of Anaheim, California. Born and raised there. So a little bit different than Minnesota hockey than from what I'm getting used to now. I played youth hockey all throughout California for the Junior Ducks and Junior Kings. And then when I was 18, I left and played junior hockey for 2 years for the Wenatchee Wild in the BCHL at the time. They're now in the Dub.
Gotcha.
And then I played 2 years for the Janesville Jets and obviously Janesville, Wisconsin in the North American League. And then after that, I played 3 years of Division I at Union College. And then I played last year Division III at Wilkes University out in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, and then took this job at Mega, and now I'm here.
And that's one thing that we wanted to mention, too, about is Mega, of course, the connection with the Granite City Lumberjacks, too. How'd you ultimately end up with Mega and then, now coming here with Granite City?
Yeah, so my original plan after last year was to try and get a grad assistant job at a college anywhere. So I was looking at that. And while I was looking for it, I came up on a job posting on like the American Hockey Coaches Association website for Mega. And I applied for it just to get interview experience at the time. And 3 interviews later, they offered me a contract. And once my season was over in late February, I moved all my schooling online and moved out here last March and started working for it for Mega, and I've loved it so far.
Yeah, and of course, with the connection with Mega too, with Granite City, it's not just Granite City that you're working with. I mean, there's a lot of different teams, different levels that you're working with too, correct?
Yep. So we just got done with all our association training. So I worked with 3 different associations, from mites all the way up to bantams, and then I also work with the Blaine girls high school team. I'm their goalie coach as well, and then I'm also the remote goalie coach for King's College women's hockey, who is also in Wilkes-Barre. My old assistant from Wilkes last year is now their head coach.
Gotcha.
So I do all of that through our Coach Now app that we offer.
Okay. That's one thing I want to mention too. Obviously, you being a remote coach for that university program too. And, obviously breaking down film is the big part of it too. And then obviously giving them pointers as well is kind of a little bit more on the training side than, working them one-on-one in person.
Yeah, with the remote style, I really only do it with Kings. Obviously, I come up here twice a week with Wilkes, and then for Blaine, for Granite City, and then for Blaine, I go to their practice once a week. But I post a lesson plan, and they have their phone or their iPad, they film it, they put it in, and then I just review it. It's able to record my screen and then record obviously the mic. So I'm able to draw on it. I'm able to do a lot of things, and they could see that. And then they're also able to comment on the videos and have any questions. But they also have my phone number. Same thing with the guys here. So they most of the time they just reach out via text or phone call.
Yeah. And I know with obviously working remotely with them, but here with Granite City too, kind of bringing things back to our program too. Now at this point in the season with the goaltenders that we do have, what are some of the things like you talked about? You have goalie session with them, twice a week. What are the things really now at this point you're really working on to kind of maybe like fine tuning or just kind of honing on a couple of things?
Yeah, Tuesdays I usually do a more high intense training where
Mhm.
it's multiple shots, multiple movements, just kind of get their feet underneath them and still working on different things and different
Right.
techniques. And then Thursday is always a feel good day where I try to put pucks in good spots for them, just make them feel good about their game, like not too intense. That's where I do it more of my coaching is on Thursdays. It's like a little bit more in
Mhm.
depth, and just get them ready for the weekend.
Gotcha. And of course, now as we look towards this weekend, 3 game set coming up as well. I think the first time probably since about the showcase that we've got 3 games in a short span as well. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, pivotal matchups too. What are you looking at here? Especially we got Alex twice, Wilmer as well too. Always tough matchups, of course, now with coming playoff seating into the mix too. What are we looking at here from the goaltender's perspective in these games coming up?
Well, I mean, we want the first and foremost, we want to win the division.
Of
So
course.
we need both of them work this weekend to come
Mhm.
up and play the way that they've been playing the last couple weekends.
Mhm.
And the way they look in practice and the way they've looked in the last couple games, I have all the confidence in the world that they're going to help us have a really good weekend. I don't know what the plan is for them, but I have a feeling we're going to use two
Mhm.
because obviously with the 3 game weekend and 2 big games against Alex with the
Of
division in
course.
hand. So hopefully we can have a really good weekend and then help set us up for the following weekend to help take a lead in the division.
And we look forward to that. Of course, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this weekend. Both Friday and Saturday will be on the road. They'll be at Alex, your Granite City Lumberjacks 7:10 puck drop in Alexandria. And then Saturday will be at Wilmer as well, also 7:10. And Sunday, Granite City will be back at home for Miller Buick GMC Arena against the Alexandria Blizzard. There'll be a 6 p.m. puck drop, so mark your calendars and schedules for that as well. Coach G joins us here this week on Coach's Corner, brought to you by Joe Clemence, Keller Williams, Integrity Northwest. After this break, we'll have one of our player interviews coming up for you.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back inside the Miller Buick GMC Arena here in Sauk Rapids, Minnesota. That's Paul Vold. I am Joe Clements here for all of our action here tonight. It is a awesome night here in the Granite City. It is Smiles for Jake night as we are super proud and super excited to host this event.
Like DJ said, this is bigger than us. It's about our organization. It's about Smiles for Jake. It's about everything besides us right now tonight.
Brennan with a drive, top shelf, he scores! It's Island below the belt, top shelf, they score. In front, Lepisco, easy one. Porter's got Mitchell with it, back over to Mitchell. Mitchell comes in front, drags through, he scores! Another one, Granite City, a quick 3-0 score.
So Smiles for Jake was created about 5 years ago after the tragic death of my son. And some friends and family kind of stepped in and said, hey, we got to do something about this. And I wanted nothing to do with it. And they encouraged me to keep going, and I'm glad we did. Because you start seeing the impact we can make at a place like this. I just want to say thank you to the Lumberjacks.
Welcome back here once again to Coach's Corner, brought to you by Joe Clements, Keller Williams, Integrity Northwest, as we are here with one of our players. Of course, number 30, Ryan Lehet, joins us on the program as well. I'm your host, Paul Vold. Hetzi, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Great weekend that you had. Obviously, the Lumberjacks sweep Rochester within 3 points of that Western Division lead so far. 3-1 on Friday, win for you guys. Obviously, 8-1 on Saturday, too. Looking back at both nights, let's start off with the game on Friday as well. 3-1 contest. Both goaltenders, yourself, and of course, Rochester's goalie, were just standing on your guys' head the whole night as well. Looking back at that game overall, how'd you feel in the net there?
Felt great. Yeah, just saw pucks really well, and again, like boys made it easy on me. They kept shots to the outside, and yeah, felt good the whole game.
Yeah, obviously to one of the things I wanted to bring up too, not really much you could have done. Of course, the shot from Tommy Woods goes
Yeah.
over the glass, hits you in the back. I mean, at that point, I was watching it. I'm like, of course, the way this game's going, that's going to be the one goal that's scored.
Yeah.
Luckily enough, the boys were able to come back there and put on 3 right at the end too. So that would be a real nice boost of confidence for you too.
Yeah, it was nice. I definitely did not expect that puck to come back and
No.
hit me in the back. Like I'm so used to the short glass here, and
Mhm.
that glass there is very tall. And I
Mhm.
just like, if you see, I kind of just like stood up,
Yep.
and I just wasn't really expecting it, and I felt it hit my back. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's no way this went in. So it is
But-
what it is.
Yeah,
So,
but luckily enough, that worked out, eventually turning into a 3-1 win. Then you take that going into Saturday too. Especially same team you're looking at with Rochester on a back-to-back home and home matchup too. How'd you really feel? Obviously, we scored in the first minute of the contest too, and then it was 2-1 after obviously 2 periods too. How'd you really feel from Friday going into Saturday?
felt the exact same. Yeah, again, felt like I was in a groove, and again, the boys were keeping pucks to the outside, making it easy for me, and yeah, felt the exact same way Friday.
Yeah, and you're able to see a lot of those shots coming through, made some big saves in that contest. Of course, Rochester was not slowing down at any point, no matter what the score was, and able to see things clearly too.
Yeah. Yep.
And of course, throughout the season too, of course, right before the holiday break showcase as well, you kind of battle through a little bit of an injury, coming back now to this point here, latter games of the season too, pushing for playoff seeding. How's it been, that journey for you coming back, of course, middle of the way of the season as well, coming back to the team? You get a little bit of an injury spell too, but now back at this point too. How do you feel as the season's really come along for you?
I mean, it was tough getting hurt at 1st.
Mhm.
I mean, it sucks, but I mean, it is what it is. The boys supported me, and feels great now. Like it
Yeah.
just, again, I love being a part of it, and it's an awesome process, and the grind every day. I love it.
Yeah, and of course we've got another grind of a weekend coming up, 3-game weekend as well, as we hit these dog days of February 2. Friday at Alex, Saturday at Wilmer, and then Sunday right back at home against Alex too. I know always tough matchups, whether it be home or away against Alex, and you throw in a pesky squad like Wilmer too. Looking at the weekend ahead, of course, for yourself, the goalies as well, for the team, and two as well. I mean, this one's going to be obviously a playoff positioning battle for them, and possible preview as well for what we've got coming ahead. How do you feel about coming into the weekend?
Feel good. Again, we're riding a winning streak here, and we feel good. We're confident, and the boys love playing in Alex. Like
Yep.
it's just that atmosphere is unbelievable.
Mhm.
And again, we love it and we embrace it. And again, we know our fans will show up, so we get that support as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, the boys love it.
Look forward to it as well. Friday going to be a 7:10 puck drop in Alexandria. Saturday the same as well at Wilmer, a 7:10 puck drop. Then Sunday, reminder all fans as well, 6 p.m. puck drop right here for Miller at Buick GMC Arena. Paul Vold joined alongside Ryan Lehet here this week as we get to the fun part of the matchup here as well with the interview. It's time for some rapid fire questions. You ready?
All right, I'm ready.
All right, we're going to start off. What is the pregame ritual routine that you've got? Maybe before you come to the rink, when you're at the rink, just before you hit the ice?
You know, they say goalies have like all these rituals and everything. I really don't. I just kind of just show up, again, take my stick. I like to just get my stretches in and maybe rack a ball, get the eyes warmed up, but not really much anything.
Mhm.
Again, just come and play, and that's really it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the pregame meal for you?
I really don't really eat anything before
Okay.
games. I kind of just I have a coffee in the morning, maybe some eggs, maybe depends on how hungry I am, but not really anything. Just keep it light.
Keep it light, keep it fast. I like it. The red sweater or the white? Which do you prefer?
The red.
The red?
The red.
I like the reds too. Favorite away rink that you played out here with Granite City?
Oh, Alex for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Your favorite non-hockey professional athlete?
Oh, probably Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant, can't go wrong with that. What would be a sport that you would playing if you're not playing junior hockey right now? What's a sport that you would be playing?
Basketball. Boys know basketball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we know with hockey, hockey players, a lot of good athletes. You can kind of transition from sport to sport. Who on the team would you say is probably the worst athlete out of the lot?
Oh man, I don't know. There's a guy I don't want to throw under the bus, but I don't know. Maybe Show.
Okay.
Maybe Show. I don't know. I feel bad for saying that. But, I don't really know.
Okay. And then final one for you, of course, obviously coming off the heels of a Super Bowl Sunday as well, was a favorite thing that you ate with the Super Bowl party?
Probably the pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza was good. Yeah. House of Pizza did their thing.
Yeah, absolutely. They certainly did. Of course, with Coach's Corner this week, brought to you by Joe Clemence, Keller Williams, Integrity Northwest. Be sure to stay up to date with your Granite City Lumberjacks. They hit the road Friday and Saturday. Friday at Alexandria, Saturday at Wilmer as well, before coming home on Sunday. That's right, a Sunday evening matchup against the Blizzard as well. 6 p.m. puck drop on Sunday, 7:10 puck drops Friday and Saturday at Alexandria and at Wilmer. Of course, you can stay up to date with your Granite City Lumberjacks by going to lumberjackshockey.com. You can also follow them on social media. I'm Paul Vold this week, joined alongside number 30, Ryan Lehet, here with Coach's Corner. We'll talk to you guys next week.